our time lessons are 1 for our daily verse. We are now at Exodus chapter 24 and verse 1 up to verse 2. The Lord said to Moses, "Come up to me on this mountain. Bring along Aaron as well as his 2 sons, Nadab and Abihu, and 70 of Israel's leaders. They must worship me at a distance, but ye are to come near. Don't let anyone else come up." So in this passage, God is telling Moses to bring to him the leader of those Israelites. He and the Israelites leader. So why is it exclusive only to leaders? Why? You see, during those time, they are going to conquer the promised land. So they need to do a command conference. So God calls for a command conference. And God told Moses to do the following. So Moses did. So also in verse 2, we can realize that the Lord is telling Moses to come up to the top of the mountain, he alone. Meanwhile, those fellow leaders, his fellow leaders, were at the feet of those mountains. And Moses will go to the top of the mountain. But why? Because during those times, Moses is God's right hand. And sometimes, some command is exclusive only to the right hand, not to other leaders. See, that's the power of God. If God calls you to be like Moses, then it is up to you how you will rely the command to your fellow leaders. That's why this is a command conference. Those that at the feet of the mountain are all leaders. For them to see and know the plan of God, how to conquer the promised land. So let us remember that during their time, conquering lands is legal. But nowadays, if you do that, that's land grabbing and that's illegal. You might go into trouble, even legal troubles, and even unnecessary fight if you do that. However, nowadays, we belong to the modern world and land grabbing is legal. But good thing is that we now belong to the New Testament and God is telling us to, instead of land grabbing, God is telling us to disciple the people around us. And not just the people around us, but the entire nation. See, the nation of Israel needs to conquer the promised land. And we, as a believer of Christ, we need to conquer our cities, our family, our cities, our community, and the entire nation for them to be a disciple of Christ. Okay? But remember, prior to any ministry, there must be a command conference wherein the leader must be fully aware of what strategy they need to do for them to conquer, or should I say, to disciple the land, for the people that lives there in the land. And of course, if we continue this ministry, remember, ministry is a warfare, and in every war there is a master plan, a battle plan. Okay, so do your command conference first with God, then do the ministry that God is trusted and do. But you can do it alone. Moses can do it alone. So that's why Moses had his co-leaders. So who are your co-leaders? See? May God empower us.